morning, my dear grade 9 students. Again, good morning. How about we start our day with a prayer to seek guidance to our Abba Father. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. Alright, before you sit down, can you pick up some treasures that you see under your chairs and tables and arrange your chairs properly. If you are done, you may now take your seat. And at this moment, let's have a checking of attendance to see if everybody is here. But this checking of attendance has a twist. I want you to think one of an animal that belongs to a farm. Okay? And whenever I call your name, you should create their sound. Am I understood? Again, I want you to think one of an animal that belongs to a farm. And whenever I call your name, you should create their sound. Am I understood? Is that clear? Okay, let's start. Mr. Caparos, Arnado, Arofo, and Orbiso. Alright, it seems like everybody is here and I can really feel your energy in this morning. And right now, let's have a recap first to see if everybody can still remember our previous topic. Now, who can give me the story that we discussed last time? Yes, can I have Miss Balunan? Yes, indeed, it is about the Little Prince. And who can share me the moral lesson of that story? Yes, can I have Miss Arofo? Indeed. That moral lesson really gives us to reflect to the situation and build genuine connection to each and everyone regardless of our differences. Okay? And do you have any questions of that story? None? Okay, now let's proceed to our next topic for this morning. But let's have an activity first. Are you ready? Okay, now our first activity is what we call the fair or unfair game. The instruction is very simple. I will present to you a various scenarios, whether it's real life or fictional situations. And I want each and every one of you to vote whether it's an fair or an unfair situation. Am I understood? Is that clear? Again, I will present a various scenarios, whether it's real life or fictional. And I want each and every one of you to vote whether the situation is fair or unfair. Is that clear? Are you ready? Okay, now let's start. Here's the first one. A teacher gives all students the same amount of time to complete a test. Is it fair or unfair? Yes, can I have your insights about this, Miss Dignos? Yes, indeed. It is a fair situation because the teacher gives all the students. She did not pick one or a certain student. He ensures that all students can get the same amount of time. Okay? Am I understood? Now let's proceed to the next one. A teacher gives one student extra time on a test without informing others. Is it fair or unfair? Yes, can I have you, Miss Kusain? Yes. Is it fair or unfair? Yes, indeed. It is an unfair situation because the teacher only gives to that one student without informing others. Now let's have the third one. The school principal ensures that all students have equal access to special privileges like extracurricular activities and class trips. Is it fair or unfair? Yes, what's your insights about this, Mr. Caparos? Yes, indeed. It is a fair situation because the principal really ensures that all the students will really get that special privileges regardless of who they are or what they are. Now, let's have the fourth one. A team leader gives all the best tasks to their friends. Is it fair or unfair? Yes, can I have Mr. Blanco? What's your insights or opinion about this situation? Is it fair or unfair? Yes, indeed. It is an unfair situation because as a leader, we must ensure that all our group must collaborate each other to have a better outcome. Now, let's proceed to the last one. The school principal allows certain students to skip classes to special privileges. Is it fair or unfair? Yes, can I have Miss Bunsukan? What's your insights or opinions about the situation? Is it fair or unfair? Yes, indeed. It is an unfair situation because the principal only allows those certain students. Okay? Is that clear? Okay, now I can really feel the energy of each and every one of you answering our first activity. Now, let's move on to our next activity. Are you excited? Here's our next activity. This is what we call the leaders and the followers. The instruction is very simple. I will divide the class into two groups. For us to have an easy group, we'll have this first row as group 1 and the second row is the group 2. Is that okay? Okay. And if I am done grouping you, you should choose 2 leaders each group. Okay? I will give you a second to choose a leader. Alright, seems like everybody already chosen. Now, here's the twist. Those leaders that you vote will have the special will get the special privileges while the rest will serve as the followers. Now, those followers will get the limited privileges only. Is that clear? Again, those leaders will have or will get the special privileges, while the rest will serve as the followers of the leaders and will have the limited privileges. Is that clear? Okay. And this activity will run for a minute. And after a minute, I will give a follow-up questions for you to answer. Is that clear? Now, let's start. You will now start the activity. Okay, I really see that each and every one of you is having fun, especially the leader is having fun giving rules and to the followers. Okay. All right. Time's up. I really see that each and every one of you having fun in this activity. Okay, now here's the follow-up question. How did you feel as a leader? It is for this question is for the leaders. I want one leader to give his insight of this question. Yes, can I have Miss Liken? How did you feel as a leader? Right. Yes, indeed. As a leader, we must be productive. Also, we must collaborate to our followers to have a better changes in our community or even in a small group. Now, let's have this one. How did you feel as a follower? This question is for all the followers and I want each and every one of you, or I will just pick random people to answer this question. Okay, I will just pick random. Yes, can I have Miss Arofo? How did you feel as a followers? Okay, I can really feel. I can really also feel the what you feel right now. Yes, as a followers, it is not easy because we must also follow the rules that the leader or our leader implemented. But for you to be a good follower, we must also create a better change. Okay? Because without a leader and a follower, a society will be chaos. Okay? Is that clear? Now let's have this one. This is for everyone. Was it fair? Was the activities or the situation that you created last minute, was it fair? Why or why not? Yes, can I have your insight or opinion about this one? Miss Moralde. Indeed. For Miss Moralde, she feels that it is an unfair situation because the leader gets the special while the special or all the privileges that the leader may get, but the followers only get the limited one. Yes, can I have the idea of Miss Oral? Yes, can I have Miss Oral? Yes, indeed. For each and every one of you, I can really see that it is an unfair situation because as a leader, we must give also the special privileges to all the followers because how can we come at the better changes if we cannot give or we cannot collaborate with our followers very well? Is that clear? Okay. Now, we are done with our two activities. Does this activity give you hints on what we're going to tackle about this morning? Yes, can I have any idea from each and every one of you? Yes, can I have Mr. Blanco? Yes, maybe. Maybe it's about the unfair treatment for the animals, maybe. Yes, coming from here. Any idea? Yes, maybe it's about corruption or power abuse. Maybe. Now, let's find out. Our topic for today is about The Animal Farm by George Orwell. It's you may think it's funny because how can I come up those activity which is related to this if our topic is all about the animal? Well, this story or it is a novel. It has a really deep meaning that we will uncover or unveil this morning. But before that, let's have our objectives. At the end of the lessons, the students will be able to identify the main themes of Animal Farm, particularly power, corruption, and equality. Craft a campaign slogan that promotes fairness, equality, and responsible leadership inspired by the lessons of Animal Farm. Show willingness to stand up against injustice and unfair treatment, and embrace fairness and respect for others regardless of differences. Let's get to know first who's George Orwell is. Eric Arthur Blair was an English novelist, poet, essayist, journalist, and a critic. He wrote under the pen name of George Orwell. So basically, his real name is Eric Arthur Blair, and his this George Orwell is just his pen name. Okay. Now let's unlock some difficult words that we may encounter in our story. Okay, are you ready? The first one is barely. It means only just or almost not. Example, Mr. Jones barely gives any food to the animals. Again, can you read it? Barely. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. It is dream. It is a series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in a person's mind during sleep. Example, Old Major tells the animals about his dream last night. Again, how can you read it? Dream. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Windmill. Again, can you repeat? Okay, it is a mill or machine operated by the wind, usually acting on oblique vanes or sails that radiate from a horizontal shaft. Example, the animals built windmills to produce power. Again, how can you read it? Okay, now let's move on to the next one. It is commandments. How How can you read it? Okay, commandments. Commandments are rules or laws that tell people what they should or should not do. Example, the animals followed the 7 commandments written on the bark. Is that clear? Okay. Now, let's go to our topic. The Animal Farm by George Orwell. One night, Mr. Jones, the farmer, is lazy and doesn't care for the animals. He makes the animals work hard and barely gives them enough food. The animals are tired and unhappy, live in poor conditions. Old Major, a respected, wise old pig, has a dream. That is why he called for a meeting to all the animals. He tells them about a dream where animals run the farm themselves, happy and equal. No more Mr. Jones. The animals are excited and inspired by Old Major's vision. What do you think the Old Major's vision? Yes, indeed. It is the animals will run the farm themselves. Now, Old Major dies, but his dream inspires the animals to rebel. Led by Snowball and Napoleon, the animals chase Mr. Jones away and take over the farm and celebrate their victory. They rename the farm Animal Farm, and Animal Farm is born. So, who led again the animals after Old Major dies? Yes, it is Snowball and Napoleon. Now, the animals creates 7 rules called the 7 commandments of animalism to guide their new life. These rules say that all animals are equal. No one wears clothes or sleeps in beds, and everyone works together. The animals are proud of their new rules and believe they will keep their farm fair and happy. But 2 clever pigs, Snowball and Napoleon, appear as leaders. Napoleon and Snowball disagree on how to run the farm. Snowball wants to build a windmill for electricity, making life easier. Napoleon wants more power and disagree with Snowball's ideas. The animals are divided. Now, Napoleon uses Squealer, a persuasive pig, to spread propaganda and manipulate the animals. He uses his trained dogs to chase Snowball off the farm. He becomes the sole leader and starts changing laws to suit his own purposes. The animals are worried but afraid to speak up. Life on Animal Farm becomes harsh for the animals again. Napoleon builds a windmill but uses it for his own benefit, not for everyone. He lives in luxury while the animals works even harder than before. But they have less food and freedom. Any animal who questions Napoleon is punished or even killed. Boxer, a strong and loyal horse, works tirelessly for the farm. He believes in Napoleon's promises and hopes for a better future. But when he gets old and injured, Napoleon betrays him, selling him to a glue factory. Now, who works tirelessly for the farm? Who is it? Yes, and it is farm returns to its original state, with pigs as the new oppressors. The seven commandments are completely rewritten to justify the pig's power, saying that all animals are equals, but some animals are more equal than others. The pigs adapt human habits, living luxury while the other animals continue to suffer. They walk on two legs, wear clothes, drink alcohol, and trade with humans. The animals realize their revolution failed, and the dream of freedom is lost once again. That's all about the animal farm. Excuse me. Now, um, who can share their opinion of this story? Yes, can I have a Mr. Pintor? Yes, indeed. It is about corruption of power. It is the abuse of, also the abusement of the two pigs who rule the animals after old Major dies. Now, let's apply those knowledge to our activity. Here's our activity: identifying and addressing unfairness. The instruction is very simple. I want you to choose a partner and think one of an example that you've seen in your life, unfairness situation that you've seen in your life, whether it's a favoritism in school, in unequal sharing of tasks, bullying, and etc. And think one fair way to address or solve the unfairness issue. Again, I want you to choose a partner and think one of an unfairness situation that you've seen in your life, whether it's favoritism in school and also unequal sharing of tasks or bullying or etc. Anything that you've seen in your life, and discuss and come up one fair way to address or solve that unfairness situation or issue. Is that clear? Okay, you may now start. You can put your answer in a one whole sheet of paper. Okay, I will give you a second or a minute to complete the task. Okay, seems like everybody is done because I can hear you talking. Okay, are you done? You may now pass your sheets. Okay. I can really see that everyone is really applying those knowledge and learnings that you've get from the novel. And I'm so very happy because each and every one of you has takeaways of the novels, or the lessons of the novels rather. Now, let's move on to our next activity. It is where to assess individual's knowledge about the lessons of Animal Farm. It is what we call the personal reflection. Here's the instruction. I want you to write a reflection about this question or related to this question. As a student and a future leader, how can you show fairness and equality in your daily life? And I want you to connect this to your own personal experience. Is that clear? Again, I want you to write a reflection related to this question. As a student and a future leader, how can you show fairness and equality in your daily life and connect this to your own personal experience? Is that clear? Okay, you may now start answering. But before that, here's our criteria. First is relevance to the questions, that's 20%. Connection to personal experience, that's 20%. Clarity and organizations, that's 10%, and a total of 50%. These criteria will serve as a guide for you to answer that questions and to write your personal reflection. You may now start answering. Okay, if you are done, you may now pass your answer sheets. Okay. Okay, it seems like everybody is already getting that moral lessons in the story. I really see that each and every one of you inspires to stand up against injustice and unfair treatment. Now, here's your assignment. The assignment is very simple. You just have to create a slogan that promotes fairness, equality, justice, or responsible leadership based on themes from Animal Farm. For example, power for all, not just for the few. Also, write 1 to 2 sentences explaining the meaning of your slogan and how it connects to the novel, and present your slogan in front of the class. Your presentation of this assignment will be next meeting. Is that clear? Now here's the criteria. First is relevance, that's 30%, clarity and impact, that's 25%, explanation, that's 25%, presentation in front of the class, that's 25%, and a total of 100%. Always remember, class, that these criteria that I'll give you will serve as a guide for you to have that impactful and meaningful answer. Okay? Is everybody clear? Okay. To wrap up everything, class, I want to leave this quote. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. By George Orwell. This quote really reminded us that not everyone can get the special privileges, but we can strive for fairness and equal opportunities for all. Thank you, class, and have a good day ahead.